Good morning and welcome to Real Talk with Tamara. As you guys come into the room, please hit the like button. Also, if you have not subscribed to the channel, please subscribe to the channel. I want you guys to know how much I appreciate you so much. All of the new subscribers that have been hitting the subscribe button, all of the subscribers that have been here with me from the beginning, right? I have a lot of people that watch that are not subscribed. So please hit the like button. Since you refuse to subscribe, just go ahead and tap the like button. That helps to keep the video in the algorithm, of course. But of course, for those that are just forgetting to subscribe, make sure you hit the subscribe button. I work hard to bring you good content and honest content, okay? This morning, I wanted to talk about who was hit and taken to the hospital the day that young Dolph was assassinated. Okay. Um, you know, in the very beginning, um, I had heard, Thaddeus Matthews talk about, even before I started blogging about this young Dolph's case, right? I'd heard him say, and he did not he just kind of put it into the atmosphere. Okay, nobody else had ever said anything else to me about that situation until recently, right? Um, that who was dropped off at the hospital. I'm sure that's how a lot of bloggers started to get that because he was the first person to put that out there. And that somebody was dropped off at the hospital. Who was it that they died? And then he didn't talk about it anymore. And I'm sure that somebody credible had probably said something to him at that point because Thaddeus know a lot of the people that I know too, okay, in government. And um I had not started vlogging on the Young Dogs case at that point. I hadn't. I didn't start. That was like right after all of this happened. And then I think, this is before anybody was arrested. Thaddeus started to receive a lot of threats. A lot of people from Memphis vloggers at that point um, had started receiving threats, right? And one of the ways I believe that they started honing in on and zoning in on a group of people that was involved in this young Dobbs case, as I always say, and I don't not say it I say it for a reason. These people gave themselves away. Okay, it's because they started to trace where these threats was coming from. Okay, and you had a lot of Memphis vloggers that stopped early on talking about it. This is before Straight Drive and Cornelius and a lot of these other people were arrested. Although at that time, I'm positive that they knew the direction. They just had not, because they was working with people that knew from the very beginning. Okay, they just had not directly pinpointed anybody, and with the help of the people that did this, they was able to lead the police straight to them and the people around them, right? Um, and I'm talking about the people themselves because of their stupidity. Okay. So I heard Thaddeus Matthews talk about that in the very beginning. I started hearing bloggers talk about it. It was a person taken to the hospital, and I figured Thaddeus didn't talk about it anymore. I figured that they had gotten it from him. Okay. And they made it into such a freak show. I never asked anybody about anyone being dropped off at the hospital. I never did. I never asked any credible sources if anybody had been dropped off at the hospital, because number one, I know there are HIPAA laws and things of that nature. Like, the hospital is not going to tell you that anyways. You have folks calling all down to the hospital, sending folks down to the hospital to get them messed off. I was so surprised at what Memphians was allowing folks to make them do. I know there's a lot of mental illness in the atmosphere, but I was just really surprised at how a lot of these Memphians were being sent out, and still is. A lot of them are on the verge of going to jail because they showing up at folks' houses because some fool done told them to do it. Okay, go end up stretched out somewhere. They're gonna be leaving somebody's doorstep in a fucking meat bag if they don't get back on their meds. Okay. But anyways, I digress. Because I just I get, it just does something to me when people do crazy things that they should not be doing, and they allow people to send them out. It ain't no fun in that. Folks are gonna hurt you, and them people that sending you out ain't got a damn thing. They laughing at you. They saying we send them country niggas out. They probably countryer, but we send them country niggas out. They do anything. We suck them dry for information. This, and that. We make a fool out of them to go do our dirty work. Because a lot of them couldn't put their foot in Memphis if they wanted to. Okay? But I digress. And let me just say this before I get on into my subject. It ain't nothing wrong, because there are vloggers that vlog on Memphis. That does not live in the city of Memphis. I don't really care who get offended. But there are vloggers that vlog on Memphis that don't live in the city of Memphis. And when I listen to them, okay, I know that their heart is in the right place, because there are truly people that vlog on a case. Anybody can vlog on any case. Don't nobody own no damn case, but anybody can vlog on any case. But there are people that truly vlog on the case on the outside of Memphis, just like I vlog on the case in Texas and in Atlanta, that truly want to see justice for young Dolph. They are not on here with smoke and mirrors. They are not secretly being paid by anybody affiliated with CMG like some of these folks is, and y'all support them. Okay? To try and change the narrative and then throw stuff out there to trick you, but all the time they being paid by them folks or somebody affiliated with that, and that ain't no allegedly. Okay, somebody that's in that camp, and that's not allegedly. But I'm sure all of that stuff will come out, because a lot of these vloggers went too far to try to get that money. They went too far. They put themselves in a cesspool. And the FBI is not going to let them get away with it. These women going to jail. I'm so surprised at what these women are letting these men allow, but it has to be on the inside of them, do on this app. But hey, I got into a whole nother subject. We'll talk about that another time, okay? But that was just in my spirit. But who was hit and taken to the hospital today that young Dolph was assassinated? And so I never talked about it. I heard Thaddeus Matthews. He was the first person to talk about it. And that ain't nothing nobody else came up with. Thaddeus put that into the atmosphere. And anybody else that was watching and searching, they saw that and they ran with it. And Thaddeus heard that from a reliable source. So when I was talking to somebody the other day, because I've gotten to a point, because I know that there is going to be justice in totality. I always knew it. See, a lot of people get discouraged because they want to say, well, you know, the police is, and every police officer can't be corrupt. They just can't be. I have friends and relatives that work right downtown that's working on a young Dolph's case, and I know that they're not corrupt. So, you know, just like we can't put, when people say, well, all women are the same because they've had bad experiences, they can't, I'm a woman, they can't put me in that group because I'm not every other woman, just like a whole lot of other women aren't. So we can't put, because you've had a bad experience with a police officer when they probably should have broke your goddamn neck with some of the stuff these folks do. See, what they do is they have bad experiences with police officers, but they ain't gonna tell you that police officer did me wrong. But they ain't gonna tell you that they was caught having putting an underage girl out on the prostitution track. They just want the police ruined it, my life, put me in jail. And sometimes they will rig up a charge on you. They'll give you your right charge, and depending on Sometimes you ought to have your ass in jail for longer, especially if you're out there committing all types of crimes. And it ain't really even rigging up no charge. It's just putting a whole lot of charges on you that relates to what you did. That can happen. Aggravated rape, this, and that. Every charge on the book that apply to what you did. Some people give you a break. Well, I'll just give you, this one charge. But if they put every charge on your arrest ticket that relates to what you did because you a slimy, grimy pig, hey, that's just God paying you back for what you just did to somebody's child. Okay? But a lot of people won't tell you what they did. They'll just tell you, and the police is beating me up. They're going to tell you they caught you in there messing around with a little boy, ruining his life. They're not going to tell you that. So people, they took my son to jail. Your son and robbed everybody's house in the damn neighborhood. But they mad at the police officers because he tried to fight and they whooped his ass real good. Okay? They're not going to tell you what they was doing. They just going to tell you about the bad experience that they had. When a lot of times, these folks be in the wrong. Now, for me to sit up here and say there are some police officers that mistreated some people, it's some arrogant police officers. They get on the force for the wrong thing and they do the wrong things. There are some that are prejudiced. There are some that get on because they got their asses whooped in high school. And this is their opportunity to exert some type of authority. But 90% of the police officers are good people. And probably a better percentage than that. There's always a bad apple in every bunch, on every job. Okay? So people lose their faith because they go, well, he just ain't gonna get no, even though they constantly seeing people arrested. Well, the police is involved. They get mad because their mind, they have accepted the lie that as I was saying, somebody posted on they think they be making me mad. It don't make me mad. When they say, well, them police is involved. If you're coming on my page thinking you're going to make me mad, it's not making me mad. The only thing I say is because I don't want no corrupt police officers out there. Who is it? The police is? Well, who? Give me the name. Because, see, I worked there for many years. I know the channels to go through. I'm going to take it. We're going to write up something. I know how to write it up. We're going to send it to Internal Affairs, and we're going to send it to the FBI. Who is it? The police says, no, I need a name. See, if you're adamant that a police officer is involved in hijacking and messing up the Young Dolph's case, we got to know who it is. These niggas' convictions are so strong and they swear there was a police officer out there. That means they had their asses out there. Where the picture at? I ain't got no picture. Where you out there? No. Well, who is it? Give me the name. Because I want them off the street. They ain't got no business on the street. I don't know their name. What they look like. I don't know what they look like. Well, how you know? I just know it had to be. Well, you can't take that to Internal Affairs. They're going to think I'm retarded. You got to have some proof. And if your convictions are that strong that a police officer was involved or police officers, and it ain't just because Caroline Mason was out there. Caroline Mason is over there precinct that was up the street. That was a high profile case. And once they found out it was Young Dolph, the chief told her to make the scene with her officers. So she had to be out there. She ain't worked in homicides in many years. She ain't been on this Young Dolph's case. Ain't got no influence on the case. Can't say a damn thing. You know why? Because she's not in homicide. She's over that precinct up the street. And because the officers at her precinct made the scene when they found out it was a high profile case, as they have done in every high profile case, The inspector colonel and the colonel had to come up to the scene. That's why y'all saw Caroline Mason. Okay. Now, who was it that went to the hospital? Like I said, I had never talked about nobody going to the hospital. I never refuted it because I knew I heard Thaddeus say it, and I was sure that's what a lot of these bloggers had gotten it from. And people ran with that. A lot of people were saying it because they know he know people that would know. So I never talked about it because nobody had ever said anything to me about anybody going to a hospital. So recently, somebody said to me that a person was hit and was taken to the hospital. Okay. They just kind of opened up to me and told me a little bit more. I don't try to press nobody about nothing. And I almost passed out. And I thought about it wasn't what no vloggers said. The first thing I thought about was Thaddeus Matthews said that. And he knew. When he said it, I knew he knew. I knew somebody downtown had told him. I was like, wow. Now, whether the person died or not, I don't know nothing about that. I don't get into really. I don't know. I can't. I wouldn't. If I knew, I couldn't release that. I don't know. I don't know who it was or nothing. But it goes back to people saying that Marcus should have did more and this, and that. These people were ambushed. These folks was ambushed, and when you hear gunshots, I wouldn't care if a car is bulletproof or not. The first thing your instincts gonna tell you to do is hit the deck. Duck, what's going on? Okay. So who was it? Is this the reason why you got so many people, even though they assassinated him, they just had to kill him? They just wouldn't stop. They had to do it. They just had to. Their minds just told them that their lives would be better when they did it. They had attempted so many times. And every time they saw him, he was getting better and better. He was taking the music, taking it, making music, selling millions and millions. Let's see, 100 shots has gotten all the way up to about 200 and something million views or more. That was months back. He was taking it and turning it into gold, diamonds, platinum. And it was pissing them off. Somebody got on my page the other day and said, you act like you don't understand when he got all on a record talking about 100 shots and people going missing. Now look at where he is. Fuck nigga still mad. The idea we tried to kill him and he went and turned into something good. He didn't bust back because he should have. He had the right to. I don't know nobody that wouldn't have. That many tips on his life, they all should have been stretched out somewhere. Okay? Ain't this something, y'all? They all should have been. But he just kept flossing. They couldn't stand it. He wasn't killing people in their camp for retaliation. He told his little dudes to stand down. But they was mad because he was coming back at them with success. And they had an urgency to assassinate him. And I wonder, has it made their lives better? Because they looking about sick to me, some of them. It tells me Orange Mountain quit all down in the jail talking about he having heart attacks, but he was going through it before he even went. I told y'all I was the first person that was called when they put the handcuffs on him. My person called me. Okay. And his energy was different. So now it tells me he all down there talk about, he having heart attacks. That's what I heard. I heard on the internet. I'm gonna have to confirm that. So I heard that just on the internet that he was, having heart attacks and things of that nature. He talking about his arm and shit hurting and all of that, his heart and chest hurting, but they had an urgency to kill young Dolph and take him away from his children. And now these Negroes mad because they get ready to be taken away from theirs. They took him away permanently. They couldn't stand to see him floss. And now they're around here sick. Has it made their lives any better? The shit that they put into the atmosphere, they feel like the FBI and the Memphis police is wrong because they're saying you're not going to kill him and laugh about it and get away with it. And they've been showing them. They feel like they were supposed to keep the same energy that they kept, kill him and laugh about it and brag about it. When I said that somebody told me from the federal side that there ain't no more gangsters in Memphis, if it is, then we it won't be that long. I wasn't saying that just to be saying it. According to them, it ain't gonna be nobody that think they gangsters left in Memphis killing folks and having bloodbaths all on the street. They gonna get them off. They killed young Dolph like they were gangsters, and they thought they would be able to brag about it for years, but they sick with not even a damn lawyer and done turned on each other. Now that's some fact. That's the fact of it all. Okay. I keep going back to that scripture that says, God says they come at you one way and they flee in 7 different ways. They start scattering out. In other words, they start turning on each other. Right? They start turning on each other. Okay. So who was the person that was hit? When I say that somebody was hit, because I was told that a side window, and I made a mistake, and trust me, folks, be ready to try and refute anything I say. My life is not miserable. So I understand people make mistakes. There are people that misquote stuff. And then there are people that just fly out loud. Because sometimes I'll get on here and I'll be talking. I'll go back and listen to my stuff. And I'll say, oh, that was not the name I meant to say. I meant to say the other person's name. But people will know what I'm talking about. When you misstate something, there's some people that just mislead. There's a difference in misstating or missaying a name and just flat out misleading folks. Who was the person? There was a person. When I looked at that car, how close Marcus was behind that car, I would think he reacted fast. Once he saw what they had did to his brother. I was told that when he dialed 911, and he dialed pretty quick, it was just pure fright and terror. Okay. He was up in an uproar. It was just terror. Okay. It's a sad thing. And I won't say how I know or who told me, but I know. But I heard he called all stops. He didn't hold back. It goes back to when people have started, taking stuff off of the internet. It's a lot of stuff that I can't even find because now that I'm learning more from credible people, I start going back to try to look for stuff. And I go, dog, you can't find it nowhere. It's a lot of stuff that has started being scrubbed off of the internet. I go, dog, there was a young lady when they put the handcuffs on Marcus that said, no, why they handcuffing him? He was trying to get them. He was letting that motherfucking Draco roll. And I heard that boy got in that street and let that thing go. And somebody was hit. Okay. Who was it? Hey, I don't know. But it could that be the reason that even in his death, okay, and they say he went out in the street. It was just a blessing when a car coming and let that thing go. Okay. But if the Memphis Police Department was evil, they'd be trying to charge him if they was after young Dolph. Them, they ain't trying to do that. Evil people do stuff like that. They understand that Marcus was up under a lot of pressure. His life was in danger because at some point he became a target trying to get to his brother. Okay. And so when people say, well, you don't know everything, she always wouldn't be born. I sure don't. You damn right. I wasn't out there. Some of these folks need to be gonna need to be talked to by the police. Some of these vloggers. Because they swear they know everything. That means that they had to have been out there. Some of these folks suspicious to me anyways. I get real suspicious about some of these folks. I feel like the police need to be questioning some of these vloggers anyways. Because a lot of them swear they know everything. The only way to know it is if you was involved or you had your ass out there taking pictures or something. And I don't put it past a whole lot of people. Okay. So no, I wasn't out there. I wasn't. So I don't know everything. And I always say it wouldn't be good to know everything. But if somebody credible tells me something, I'm gonna get on here if I can say it and say it. And it's an ongoing investigation. If they come back and tell me something different, I don't have no issues with getting on here saying, let me correct that. Okay. I don't have that type of ego. But could that be the reason why some of these Negroes is so mad? Because they thought that it was just going to be a clean sweep. They go out there, they kill that boy like that, and they still laughed and stuff about it. But maybe if somebody was lost, maybe they lost one. And the devil being true to who they really are, to being true to who he really is. They get mad. We go kill him, and then his brother kill one of ours. Who they think they is? That's the devil. They feel like they supposed to be able to terrorize your life. And nothing happened. That's the devil. That's a true form of a devil. We see a lot of people like that. They will try and terrorize you. But the moment you start fighting back, they got an issue with that. Who was the person that was hit and taken to the hospital? We know that there were more cars out there. Yeah. We heard the girl say it. There was some cars pulled up. But that was confirmed. It was more cars out there. That was confirmed months back when I kept putting into the atmosphere. Y'all wait. Now, why the pictures? I said we don't know if they were trying to protect witnesses. They had to put out a certain angle. Maybe it was other cars out there. I had been said that. They're not gonna give away their investigation. I kept saying, y'all, that is a highly what's the word that I'm looking for? That's a highly that area is it's a lot of people that be in that area. Okay. That's a highly trafficked area. That's where I'm looking for. It's always people out there. Always. Okay. It's always crowded. People standing at stores and standing out. The church's chicken be loaded. The gas station, people always hanging out at the damn gas station. That's why I don't stop there. You can't stop there without folks that's standing up at the store, walking over to your car, gonna make you do something to them, walking up on you, wanting some money. That Family Dollar stayed busy. That washer that was connected to that cookie shop stays loaded all of the time. I told y'all that. I said, y'all don't know who they're protecting. But people wanted to run. It just sounds better. The police is involved. Them niggas ain't got no loyalty to their own self. You think they wouldn't be glad to tell on the police who they don't give a damn about and don't like anyways? So who was the person? And whoever the person was, is that the reason why even after young Dolph was assassinated, they still had an urgency? They it wasn't good enough. They was set on getting Key Glock. No, we got to have Key Glock too. Could it be because of who was hit? We got to have him. Yeah, we know they wanted to destroy his whole legacy. But they was dead set on getting Key Glock because they knew that was the other big person. And it had to do with his success, but maybe it had something to do with who was hit too. Because as the devil feel like the devil is supposed to be able to terrorize and nothing happens. But in the midst of it all, they was able to show their hands. Not only did the witnesses lead the police officers to them, they led the police and the FBI to them. So while they getting mad, they shouldn't be mad at vloggers and stuff. They should pat themselves on the shoulders. Young Dolph is proud of them. They made him proud in death because they brought the police officers. They have helped to solve his case. That's why I know Dolph's spinning in the spiritual. These niggas put the police on them themselves. They helped them more than any witness ever could with their stupidity. Okay. And I know a lot of them hoping, just they thinking about it. They wish that this case was gonna be solved. They tired of Dolph. It's a hurry. Dolph in the spiritual, Dolph is a hurricane. He's an earthquake. That's what he is. Because when they killed him that night, the earth shook. The city shook, and they could feel it all the way down there to St. Louis, about 400-500 miles from here, from this area, from the Memphis, Mississippi area. He let them know what was to come. You took me out, but I'm ready to shake your lives up. And look at what is happening. And they ain't got nobody to be mad at but themselves. Okay. But anyways, you guys, please like, share, and subscribe. I want you guys, and I know we talk about everything, child, on this. That's how I do my videos. Okay. But I want you guys to like, share, and subscribe. I want you guys to know how much I appreciate you. Please hit the subscription button. There are so many people that are forgetting to subscribe, but please hit the subscription button. And my videos always got a message in it. Okay, you just have to listen to everything. People get frustrated when, well, how come she just didn't say it? I put it into the atmosphere. I like critical thinking. Remember when we was in school, they had critical thinking and social studies. I like critical thinking stuff. Use that muscle. The brain is a muscle. I just put it into the atmosphere. You better catch it. Okay. Also, if you would like to support the channel, you could do it via Cash App. Okay. You could definitely do it via Cash App. That's how you support the channel. Okay. I want you guys to know that I appreciate you so much, and hit the like button. It keeps it in the algorithm. I want y'all to have a very Merry Christmas. I'll be on before Christmas, but I want y'all to enjoy Christmas. I got a little free day today, so I'll be putting up some more videos, okay? I'm so happy I'll be editing these commercials I got to edit. But y'all will see me probably putting some more stuff out today, but it'll be some more stuff, that I've been saying I was going to put out. Not necessarily, it doesn't, not anything to do with the Young Dogs case, but some more good stuff that I've been saying I wanted to put out. I have the opportunity to do that. Okay. Please like, share, and subscribe. I love you guys. I'll talk with you later.